In this video, we're going to address a common question that I often get asked regarding back pain. And that is, what is the best sleeping position for someone with lower back pain? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that you should know about sleeping in low back pain. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Coach Remy. In today's new video, we're going to be discussing what is the best sleeping position for someone with lower back pain. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you should know regarding sleeping in low back pain. And it's not an easy or universal answer to address. And there's a lot of detail and context that needs to be applied to someone with low back pain and sleeping. And let's begin with tip number 1. What is the cause of your low back pain? Now, it's important to understand the cause of your low back pain because when it comes to sleeping, there may be certain positions that are pain-free, but there may be other positions that provoke pain. And to use 2 different examples, if we take a flexion intolerant individual, this may be your typical discogenic back pain person that has sciatica, and they'll typically have pain with sleeping on their back or maybe on their side. Whereas if you take an extension intolerant individual, that would be your spondylolisthesis or a pars fracture, they may have trouble sleeping on their stomach, and that would be your stomach sleepers. Now, why it's important to understand this is because depending on the person's back pain, we have to implement certain strategies that allow them to sleep pain-free with their back injury and their back pain. And that's tip number 1, understanding the cause of your back pain. Let's move into tip number 2, where we have to discuss the type of mattress that an individual with low back pain sleeps on. Because if they sleep on the wrong type of mattress for their spine and for their back injury, that may provoke their symptoms and prevent them from having a good sleep. Whereas if they have the right mattress, they may be able to sleep pain-free, or it'll take away their symptoms and allow them a better opportunity to get a good night's sleep. So let's use 2 examples here. Let's go back to our flexion intolerant individual first. Now, the flexion intolerant individual, your discogenic back pain person that has back pain with laying on their back or on their side, these individuals will typically do better with a firmer mattress, something that's a little bit more sturdy and firm. The reason being is because it'll prevent them from falling into the bed per se, or their back from flattening out. So sometimes you'll get people with a very light mattress, a very soft mattress, which will cause the individual to sink in. And when an individual starts to sink into the bed, that'll encourage some spinal flexion or a little bit of flexion to occur. And that can provoke symptoms in somebody if they have flexion-based issues. So a firmer, more sturdy, stiffer mattress would be better suited for the flexion intolerant individual. And it also say someone that's a little bit more heavier or a little bit more, that has a larger frame, it'd also be a little bit better with a firmer mattress as well. Now, let's go over to the extension intolerant individual. The extension intolerant individual would typically do better with a little bit of a softer mattress, I would say, because when it comes to a softer mattress, they may sink in a little bit more. And that will reduce a little bit of the stress or force on the low back or prevent any kind of extension problems from perhaps arising. And it'd also be better suited for someone that's a little bit more, that has a lighter frame and is not like a heavy set person. So we have 2 little examples there where you have a firm mattress and a very soft mattress per se, or soft mattress. We have 2 different examples where they may be suited for 2 different individuals. Now, that's not the whole story though, because we may have the right mattress and an individual still may have difficulty sleeping. But we can implement a couple strategies. One is for someone that has flexion-based issues, discogenic issues specifically, and they have trouble sleeping on their back or on their side. There's one back support that I would suggest trying out, and that is the Prop Air Sleeper. And that is a product endorsed by Dr. Stuart McGill. I've never personally tried this out, as I never knew about this when I had my own back issues and trouble with sleeping. I kind of just found my own ways to overcome this using just like a towel at times. But the Prop Air Sleeper, it can inflate. It's a little back support that goes around your waist, and you can inflate it up to support your back, and it can help maintain a neutral position and prevent you from falling into a position of flexion that may trigger your symptoms. So it's a little back support you might want to try out, and the reviews are very good for it. And I have a link in the description if you want to check that out. Now, another tip would be to place a pillow between your knees if you're a side sleeper. So this is for someone that's a side sleeper. Placing a pillow between your knees will help keep a neutral spinal position and prevent the back from engaging in any flexion and perhaps triggering symptoms. That's another strategy that you could also implement and try out as well for someone that has those flexion-based issues. Now, this device isn't going to be ideal for someone that has extension-based issues like spondylolisthesis, more just for the flexion-based individual. But it's one suggestion I would recommend you guys look into or check out if you're still having trouble with sleeping and whatnot. And when it comes to the mattress too, another recommendation I just want to make as a final kind of wrap up on this point is that go to a furniture store, try out a bunch of different mattresses, see what feels best for you and see what doesn't feel comfortable for you. That way you're not wasting money on a mattress that doesn't feel good for you and isn't helping you. But by trying a bunch out, that way you know what is best suited for your back pain and for your spine. Now, to move into tip number 3, this is a common question I get asked about, and I often hear people do this, is that they put a pillow under their knees when they sleep, and they were advised by somebody to do this. And I would say that it's context specific. This is not going to be a universal thing, and it's not going to be applicable to everybody. And I actually would recommend against it in most cases, specifically your flexion intolerant individuals. The reason being is because when you put a pillow under your knees and you lift your knees up like that, that's going to encourage more of a flatter back posture, and it's going to deviate from a neutral spine position. So someone that has discogenic problems, sciatica, this could actually make their symptoms worse. But for an individual that has maybe more extension-based issues, this actually could be helpful. So context specific when it comes to the pillow under the knees, not for everybody, but I wanted to kind of just put that as a separate point itself because it's an important thing that a lot of people may try out and may be unaware of with the implications of what putting a pillow under your knee does. But what I would say is if you're someone that wants to kind of try it out, for someone that has maybe extension-based issues, try it out, see how it feels, and that way you would know if it's for you or not. For tip number 4, we need to talk about additional problems that may present to back pain. So when people present with back pain with sleeping, they often present with an additional issue. Maybe it's a shoulder issue, a neck issue, knee issue, and that prevents them from sleeping as well. They have the shoulder pain with sleeping, knee pain with sleeping, neck pain with sleeping. And so we have to also implement strategies to allow this person to not only sleep back pain free, but also shoulder pain free, neck pain free, knee pain free. And while there's plenty of issues when we come to talk about the neck, the shoulder, the knee, there are many different strategies that people need to implement. And I'm not going to dive into this topic because I'm not the expert on everything. But what I would suggest is do your research and through trial and error, just find ways that you can sleep back pain free or at least minimizing the symptoms as much as you can. And for my 5th and final tip, find what works best for you. When it comes to sleeping and back pain, it's not a universal solution. Everyone's back pain is different, everyone's spine is different, and everyone's best sleeping position is going to be different. So the important takeaway from this point and this whole video is find what works best for you. Implement the strategies that allow you to sleep back pain free, whether that's investing in a new mattress that is best suited for your back pain and spine, maybe it's investing in a back support, or maybe it's just experimenting with different sleeping positions, maybe on your side, your stomach, or on your back. The key point is find what works best for you. And that's a wrap for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And for anyone that has any questions or comments out there with regards to back pain and sleeping, please be sure to leave them in the comment section below. And I'll be happy to help you guys out if you have issues with sleeping and back pain. And perhaps I can point you guys in the right direction and give you some guidance if you have some very specific questions. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you want to see more back pain videos like this, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, have a successful and productive day and take care.